Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Baklava Me'ara. Today I'm going to make Kentucky buttercream cake. I always wanted to make this. It was given by a friend of mine, the recipe. Thank you, friend. And we're going to leave all our ingredients at room temperature. So we started with 4 organic eggs. I like to use organic for all my baking. So we're going to start with 4 eggs with this butter cake. It's so moist and so light, same time that you're gonna ask for the second piece. I always wanted to make this a recipe when I was given by my friend. Thank you. We're going to cream these. To our eggs that we creamed, we're going to add 2 cups of granulated sugar. Here I'm using cane sugar, so that's 2 cups. And you can use regular sugar too. I'm using cane sugar. It's just a little bit on the healthier side. So if you have cane sugar, use cane sugar. If you don't have, just use regular white sugar. That's 2 cups. You're gonna leave another half a cup later on that we're going to need for our buttercream. So we creamed our sugar and our eggs together. We are going to add 2 sticks of softened butter, which I'm using here Land O'Lakes. Anything unsalted just has to be room temperature. So we're using here 2 sticks that equals a cup of softened butter. We're going to put our butter to our eggs and sugar here. Once you make this cake, I'm sure you're gonna want to make it again. It's so light. Once I ate it at my friend's house, I was like mesmerized how delicious this cake is. It's just like spongy and sugary with flavors. In a high speed. Now that our butter is creamed, which you could see a little bits of butter in there, that's what we want. We are going to put a vanilla extract. So this is pure vanilla extract. You could use a vanilla paste if you have, or vanilla bean. That's just whatever you have in your pantry. So we're gonna put 1 tablespoon to that and mix that too together. And we're gonna need 1 cup of buttermilk, which I made myself. If you don't have buttermilk in your fridge, just make your own buttermilk. That's 1 cup. So buttermilk is very simple to make. Regular milk with some vinegar in there, and there leave it to set for a few minutes. You make buttermilk. To this, we are going to mix 3 cups of all-purpose flour and put it over a sifter. Make sure your flour is even. That's 3 cups with half a teaspoon of baking powder. These are all your dry ingredients. Then half a teaspoon of baking soda. Mix this together. Just sift it over. Make sure there are no crumbs. One nice and smooth. And just fold this beauty of it. Have your oven preheated at 350 before you put the cake in the oven. Yeah, we're gonna put a little bit of salt, which is 1/4 cup of nam soup, a 1/4 teaspoon actually, not a cup. Sorry about that. So we're just gonna fold this, and then we're going to give it a little mix with our hand mixer. That's it. We're done. Have your 10 by 10 pan buttered and floured before you pour your batter. Just butter all on the sides too. This cake rises, so you need a deep pan, 10 by 10. Here goes that. Put some flour too, so just dust some. Around. And spill the excess. Only what's needed, coated in the butter. Just pour your batter. See, it's not smooth, so it's gonna be butter in there, chunks. Don't be afraid. This is what we want. We want little bits of butter in there. If you're new to this channel, this is Baklava Mora. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. I would love a feedback on this recipe if you make it. It's not that complicated, guys. All you need is your room temperature ingredients, and off to the oven we go. Now that our cake is ready to be put in the oven at 350 for 50 to 60 minutes, about an hour, and this will rise all the way to the rim. We're going to make our butter sauce. While our cake is baking, we have a stick of butter, unsalted, here, which is half a cup of butter. We're gonna put 1.5 teaspoon of almond extracts to our butter sauce. So I'm using McCormick, which is probably the best out there. I'm gonna put it to our butter. And also vanilla extract, also 1.5. And this is gonna be our flavors. Oops, I missed the other half. To 1 cup of sugar. And we're gonna let this slowly over our low flame make a sauce. I'm using cane sugar, guys, with 1/4 cup of cold water. I'm gonna use cold water. You can use tap water. And just let this cook slowly over our low heat while it turns into a syrup for our cake. Our butter sauce that we're making here in a low flame. Just let this dissolve, all the sugars and the flavors combine together, and the butter melts. So your butter sauce is ready. It should look like this. All dissolved, the sugars, and creamy. Leave this to the side. Once our cake comes out, then we pour our cream. So our cake is done, guys. This is how it's supposed to look, nice and golden brown. And then we're going to let this rest for 10 minutes at room temperature, and then will be divided in the sides here. So we're just gonna skewer it right in the center, and nice and dry skewer. That's when you know it's done. Look at that beauty, that golden color. Then we're going to put our butter sauce on top. Just scrape the edges of the cake because it needs to be released. Make sure it's not any stuck in the sides. We're gonna prepare a tray here with a parchment paper, and we're going to flip our cake. Make sure you get pot holders because you're gonna need them because the cake is still hot. Put your tray here. There it goes, our delicious cake. Just take a skewer and poke some holes around, wooden skewer all over. Smells so good, all that butter. And just poke the sides too. All around, guys. This is most delicious now we're gonna put our sugar syrup on top and let that absorb. The sponge absorbs all the cake. And just let this soak for a little bit. And we're gonna put the rest of it once this soaks up. And just keep poking it. While your cake is hot, I'll soak up all that butter syrup. Look at that beauty. All the butter syrup, butter sauce, it's soaked up. Now our Kentucky butter cake is done and absorbed all the sugar and butter sauce. We're going to transfer this into a cake stand with a parchment paper. And remove this and we'll find out what we made here. Let's cut through. Oh my goodness, guys. This is most decadent and look at that. Look at that, guys. All that sugar syrup. Look at that. You could see all that delicious. Hope you get to try to make it. And don't forget to subscribe, to leave a comment. This is Baklava Mora. Till next time, ciao. Melt in the mouth.